You know that all this legal stuff is all about life and death? Any No government entity can do business with you except through another fictitious entity. Something you gotta understand. Most people don't know that think you know you're alive, but you don't know what your status is when you're dealing with any entity. And we talk about the presumptions of death. We talk about the all caps name, all these different things about, different 12, all the presumptions of court. You already know that when you receive a summons, can't summons a living man or a woman to come to court. So you know they're dealing with the fiction. They're dealing with your ens legis, which is a business entity in which you're supposed to be controlling. Okay? And they're presuming you to act as a fiction yourself. If you've been following this channel long enough, you probably know this by now. But everything's about life and death when it comes to these situations. I guess one of the main reasons why trust is so important, because a trust is something that you created. If you got like an LLC or, the ens legis, these different things, you got these different things attached to it, like a social security number that you're doing business with, with your father and mother, whichever one, applied for when you were a baby. And it was that's how they conduct business. That's how they've always conducted business with you through your parents, of course, using that all caps name, the ens legis, the Sesticate Trust, whatever you want to call it. But it's still a legal fiction. It's not you. And in order for you to actually conduct business with those entities, you can contract using and controlling them. You can control those entities by through contract law. And when you contracting, that's what affidavits are about. When you actually creating contracts with living men, only two living men can actually contract. Two fictions can't contract. They need living men to do the thing, to do the business with them, on their behalf. The fictions can do no thing on their own. A trust gives you more control because you created that. Only you created a trust. The living trust that you create, you control. If you have an LLC and say if you don't pay the annual fee to it, Secretary of State will shut it down. It's like, you can't control that. Your living trust is yours. Nobody controls that except for you. And you create the rules on how it is to be governed. That's what the trust indenture is about. That's what it's called, a trust indenture. Speaks on who's the trustees, who the beneficiary is, the powers and limitations of the trustees, the governing laws, the property that's within it. You put the property in it, you control it. It changes your life when you have your own trust. Create your own living trust. You have more power over your own trust than you will dealing with these business entities, the ens legis, without any type of protection at all. So I would even recommend trademarking your name. If you want to if you want to have better control of the ens legis, trademark that name. But a living trust, you as a living man, as a living woman, you should have your own trust. Put it together. There's no formality of it, of how to create it. As long as you have a trustee, you have a trustor or a grantor, and a beneficiary. And you cannot be all three. You can be the trustee and the grantor, but you can't be the beneficiary too. You have more control over your life when you create a trust. A living trust. You gotta also know how to apply these things. I was talking to a guy earlier today about a lot of things that we file into court cases. And I've known people that file a trust into the court case. It's not attached to nothing. No instructions on attached to it, like no type of motion or no type of nothing, no type of instructions whatsoever attached to it. It's just a trust filed in the case. And then wonder why the case is just sitting still. And everything has to be in order. In decency and in order. But I was gonna get around to something, but I might want to have to say that for another video. I think I'll say that for another video. But understanding everything's about life and death when it comes to these documents, when it comes to dealing with contracts and child support issues, court case, citations, traffic stops. It's all about contracts. And only living men and women can do contracts. They may issue, if you get issued a summons, you can only summons the dead. So it's your job to rebut that presumption because you're not dead at all. I guess that's why it always worked in the time I used a notice of liability. When I do all my writing on a citation and send that notice of liability with that citation to the county clerk's office to get rid of it. Because me as a living man, I'm rebutting that presumption of death. For one, you can't summons me. I'm not dead. I'm alive. Okay. Number two, I don't understand the language of the court. If you don't understand, it can't move forward if you don't understand. It has to be clear understanding of contract law before anybody can make a ruling on it, unless you injure somebody. Yeah. So it's quite a few things I put in a notice of liability. But bottom line is I'm rebutting the presumption with this summons. You know, as you see a summons on a citation, you'll see that on there. And you receive a summons to come to court. This is why when I speak, I don't know if y'all saw the video where I showed y'all the definitions of appearance. You know, you could physically go in there and act as a fiction, which is a general opinion, general appearance. But you can also file an answer into the court case. That's also an appearance. But it's your job as a living man to do that. So if you waive your responsibility, your duty to actually answer this claim that's coming against that name that you are in charge of, that you are the one that's supposed to be creating, supposed to be controlling. That's how they pin the liability on you. It's probably because you're out of order. Anyway, just thought I'd make this little quick video. Little pep talk. Y'all got any questions? Any comments? Make sure you leave a comment at the end and at the bottom of this video. If you haven't liked and subscribed, go ahead and do so now. And feel free to share these videos. I got more to come. I'm trying not to say too much. I got a couple more videos I got to post up today too. I'll probably post them tomorrow because I don't want to overload y'all with too many videos. Too many videos in one day. Y'all be like, no, I ain't gonna watch them yet. I need y'all to watch the videos. Because I know too many people still be calling me, talking about, trying to have a conversation with me about videos I posted already. I've already addressed certain topics. So, you just gonna back up and hit these people? This big raglan ass car? Anyway, I thought I was about to witness a crime, an injury. But anyway, I'm gonna get on out of here, y'all, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Just understand who you are. You're not a fiction. You can't be summoned. But it is your duty to make sure that you protect the name, protect the estate. You know, stay on top of it. Know who you are at all times. You are alive for first and foremost. That's the first presumption you should always rebut, because you're not dead. Alpha David will rebut that. And Alpha David will rebut that. But I'm gonna get on off of here, y'all. Catch y'all in the next video, okay? Emeralds signing out.